Every company will be part of the industrial metaverse. And today, I'm going to tell you what is the vision for what is coming and how the industrial metaverse will really work. So, you will love it. Let me know in the comments what is your opinion on everything that is happening. So, the key thing here is what is the industrial metaverse? Well, we're seeing the metaverse as the next step in the Web 3. So, what will happen to corporations, to companies, to organizations? Well, they will connect better so they can prototype, build, and launch products at a much faster pace. And most important, you're gonna collaborate more and you're gonna test and run simulations faster. That's the key thing of what is coming in an industrial metaverse setting. And this presentation comes from an inspiration of a conversation that I had with PhD candidate of the Cyprus University of Technology, Milena Dineno, which she's researching what are the ethics and the implications of business models in the metaverse. So follow her on LinkedIn. And thank you, Milena, for all the ideas that we discuss. And I hope that I put all the ideas that we talk here. So the number one thing is that when we see the metaverse applied to industrial settings, what we're seeing is that companies are using VR, AR, or AI into training. In this case, I was testing a company that was telling me how to drive in the correct way. And what will happen if I drove that when I was drunk? I will see that on the screen, and at the end, it was not good. In terms, the experience was great, but the result of doing that was great. And this is part of what is happening around the world. There are a lot of testing. There are now a lot of developings of companies that are doing this virtual reality training in different settings for companies. So if it's this happening today, what will be the difference of the industrial metaverse in the future? So the key thing is that we are doing that today, but it's expensive to do it. Most companies, if they want to do it in house, it will take them time and a lot of money to do it. Then the option is that they will go to other companies and they will have to pay a lot of money. And there's some companies that specialize in developing certain types of training. I've seen companies in the US, in Colombia, in Mexico, and other parts of the world that are specializing in different types of training. What the industrial metaverse will do, and I think this is one of the key ideas that I heard from Milena, is like the same way that software developed, for example, now that we have the CRMs, the customer relationship management systems, and that companies can launch themselves, but also they can hire them at very low prices. I'm not talking about going to Salesforce or others. I'm talking about that you can just pay $5 per month and access a complete CRM. So think about the competitive power. But right now, you cannot do the same when you're implemented metaverse related things such as training for the company because it's very expensive, it's cumbersome, and it's complicated. So, part of what we're seeing and we will see in the next 10 to 20 years is that companies will be able to access the industrial metaverse as they never done it before. And we have seen the evolution. There's the discussion about, okay, so for example, Microsoft launched the HoloLens a couple of years ago and showed companies how they can build, for example, in the physical factories, and then you just put the devices, and then you will identify through augmented reality, or they call it mixed reality. And that was great, but very few devices were sold. Microsoft doesn't even want to reveal the number. Similar companies have tried all around the world, including Lenovo, but organizations are not buying these devices in bulk. And other companies have tried to implement this, and only the companies that are really innovative and are seeing the benefits of using VR for training, for example, in medicine, well, they're doing it. But those are the ones that just represent the 1% of the 1% of companies that are looking to the future. The rest, they want to see, they want to wait. And that's the challenge. How do we increase the massification of the industrial metaverse, how we allow more companies to generate the digital twins of their factories, of their processes, of their prototypes. That's the key challenge and the opportunity. And the answer is actually very close to us. If we use engines such as Unreal or Unity, well, you spend a lot of time or you pay a lot of money to create this. Of course, you can download plugins and connect those plugins, but still, it takes you a lot of time and money to build the training that you need or the prototype that you need or do the comparison of that digital twin. It's expensive. So, what kind of technologies will allow this to go faster? Well, here it comes the generative AI. So, generative AI not only used to create cute cats and dogs. No, the key thing of what is coming in the next 10 years is that we're going to be able to integrate generative AI technology into these game engines or 3D engines so companies, people, and organizations will be able to develop personalized learning, prototyping, and created environments for their users. That's incredible. So think about that we're gonna pass through just creating a singing cat with a hyper that goes around to create a training session to train in a specific technical engineer that knows how to handle a specific wire. And that didn't took you $100,000 or 6 months of development. That only took you a week of one person tweaking the system. And that's what is part of what is happening. And I remember in 2013 when I was at Google I/O and I tested one of the first versions of Oculus just before it was sold to Meta. And it was incredible. But still, a lot of companies that are developing VR and AR, it's complicated, it's challenging. So, what is going to happen is that the cost of the devices will continue to go down and the cost to create content will significantly go down, but like crazy. I'm telling you, it's gonna be incredible. And one of the projects that I enjoy a lot is the Orion project from Meta, which you just saw it at the Meta Connect, and I did a video reviewing this. And the key thing is the form factor. I'm using, as you may notice, the Raven Meta. And what I love is the AI component because I can just talk with Llama version 2.2 in order to create things. And I believe that form factor, Orion is not gonna launch soon, but when Orion goes into the market, a lot of usage will not be a day to day, it will be a corporate. And that's how we can integrate that metaverse. So, for example, in this experience, I was just like 20 feet high, just running a simulation, and it was so believable. And one of the key things I remember when I was doing this simulation, I have to connect my cable. Remember, like the cable of life, that's how they call it. Well, this took them a company many months and a lot of money and research and development. But in 10 years, it's going to take 1 week of the intern of the company to create a specific content that could be connected to the company. And that's the beauty of the industrial metaverse. The possibilities are endless. I want you to imagine how if we were gonna be able to create personalized 3D experiences that we will use VR and AR powered by generative AI, how we can create the industrial metaverse. And those are the kind of things that excite me, especially talking to very smart people from all around the world in their research on what is possible. So the next 10 years are going to be incredible for the future of the industrial metaverse. Let me know in the comments below what kind of use cases do you think is going to be awesome? And please subscribe to my YouTube channel where I'm talking about all these topics all the time. Thank you very much. And follow the steps as being a researcher of the Agora project from the European Union Marie Curie. Thank you. This is Francisco Cordoba. See you.